Precious periods just from a authenticity of play standpoint, operationally as well. Just getting plays in, getting them executed, comprehending them, and then looking to execute. So we've been doing that. It's been good.
Frank, how much of Saturday was scripted and how much was what you're talking about with an opportunity to get creative, or how do you want to
Scrimmage days are a mix, and they can change at any point.
Brian, what's Cornell doing right now?
Playing receiver. What's that?
What's he doing right now that's impressed you as an
He's being, I would say he's being well detailed. I would say that he's doing a pretty good job taking meetings to the field. We talk about techniques. We talk about the details of every play. He's pretty consistent on hitting those. Probably the best thing he's done is just the ability to make a mistake, correct it, and then move on from it. He very rarely has repeated mistakes, and that's usually a pretty good sign of a good player, a guy that's about his business, and that's really what you're hoping for.
Ryan didn't have a headset on Saturday, so it was almost like we got full control of what was going on out there. Can you just walk us through when you guys were maybe going to scrimmage mode, when you guys had those headsets on? What the process is like when you're calling plays out there when you're the guy in charge in those situations?
We have a headset on and calling the plays, and I try to decide what's a good play call in each situation, and go from there.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's okay. I enjoy it. I think that it's different probably in a world where we're not scheming anybody right now.
Yeah.
We're kind of trying to put ourselves in good play calls, bad play calls, versus our defense, but not necessarily scheming, I would say. So it's a combination. It's fun. It's fun. It's just getting a feel for what's in for them right now, and then what do we have that probably is a decent call against that, and vice versa. It's really an opportunity for guys to operate, like we're alluding to. Get things in, get them executed, substitute, and then let guys compete, and when we go live, that's some of the best work, which in practice is tough when it's stud, because we figure every single time a person's at the point of attack, we think he makes the tackle every time, and on Saturday we see that's rarely true, but it's fun.
What was your highlight of Saturday's scrimmage? I'm just wondering, was there a play or two where, wow, that went exactly, you understand what I'm saying?
When we won.
What?
At the end of the scrimmage, that was the highlight.
Yeah.
Ryan, how would you evaluate that double move that Jaden put on there late?
I think it's a great. Yeah, I think it's a good situation where we provide guys an opportunity to make a play. We got the right look, and guys execute the play at a high level. And that's not a bad connotation. That's the reality of what we do. Coaches try to do their job, players got to do their job, and the ones that consistently make the consistent play are the better players. That's really how you judge, the level of a player is not if you can do it, but how often. And so that was a great example of guys seeing the look, executing at a high level, and then really, hoping us start off with some good momentum.
After the scrimmage, Ryan said this is it for Jaden, this is his time. Do you feel that sense of urgency from him? Have you seen that this spring?
I wouldn't say it's his time. It's always his time. I think we're labeling people on when their time is. I don't understand that concept. Perfect. So, as far as I'm concerned, he can be here for 6 years if he wants to. So he's halfway through his time. And yeah, he's doing a great job. I think he's in a position where he's playing faster, he's playing more consistent. I think that I'm really excited, like I have as a freshman and when he's a sophomore, that I'm excited for what's to come for Jaden. And when it comes, it's circumstantial, but at the end of the day, he's on a good path, and he knows that.
What went into the decision to remove Carnell Tate's blackstripe?
I would say anytime a guy comes in and handles his business off the field, I think he has all straight A's right now. He's never missed a workout. He's always on time. He's doing his job on the field. The combination of all of that, it was well deserved.
Has he done anything that surprised you yet? I know you had high expectations, but has he met them? Has he surprised you?
I wouldn't say he surprised me. I think that I really appreciate where he's at you know, off the field and on the field so early in his career. I wouldn't say I would expect it to happen so quickly, but you know, I would have figured by, you know, end of summer it's starting to click a little bit. But he's done a great job since he stepped foot on campus.
Brian, how deep, legitimately deep is this room right now? That, you know, guys you feel confident can throw on the field and see some legitimate playing time?
I would say that we are a good, you know, 6-7 deep right now, and that's really good. I would say that I would say, in my opinion, the guys that, and again, they're showing trajectory. you know, the 4, 5, 6 is much better than it was this time last year. So everyone's being pushed, everyone's growing, and you know, having these extra reps, a couple guys out, have been awesome. And you know, they know that those are eventually going to go away. So as long as we're maximizing those, we'll be in a much better position come fall camp.
What about the Jay?
6 or 7 guys?
Never mind. What's that?
With those 6 or 7 guys in there.
Secret.
Going back to Jaden, when you use the word consistent, more consistent, what does that mean from coach speak? What is Jaden doing that maybe wasn't doing this time a year ago or last fall and stuff?
Being more consistent.
I know, but what does that mean? He's recognizing defenses better. He's running
All of it.
working.
Pick a spot.
Yeah.
He's running faster, more consistently. He's catching the blades. Always cut the ball great.
Yeah.
No mental mistakes on offense. Blocking the right guys. Lining up on the right alignments. I don't know. Pick the details of football. He's doing them more consistently.
Right now,
Play
you've had a few
calling
weeks of
function,
practice.
how is that developed right now?
Say it again.
How are you integrating play calling, or did you call plays Saturday in the scrimmage? I'm sorry I was away. How do you get into that with limited, or is that every day?
What do you mean? I'm not what you're asking.
Play calling.
Yeah. What about it? What do you want?
Are you calling the plays?
Yeah.
Okay.
We did some today, and we did some on Saturday.
Okay.
We do it every day. So, I mean, that's just part of the opportunity to get guys, you know, honest operation, install, apply, no scripts. They don't know what's coming. They can't review the scripts before they go on the field. So it just gets more of an authentic play the more we can do that.
Now that you've had a few weeks of this offense, coordinating the offense, running your position group, how do you devote your time and practices? Does that change at all
Yeah,
from
that's
what
a
it
good
was a
question.
year
I
ago?
would say, yeah, you can feel the difference. You know, I think a little bit, and it's not necessarily an allocation of time, but there's probably a little more in my head a little bit that's kind of going on. But again, it's awesome. I mean, it's definitely a little more uncomfortable than it would have been this time last year. But I would say that, you know, anytime you're uncomfortable, you have a chance to grow, which is good. I'm just trying to figure out really, you know, where, you know, what I find most important, and then, you know, again, I got to allocate my time properly, you know, because obviously recruiting is, you know, really, really important in connecting with people, and now I'm connecting with more guys, which is awesome. But also practice and also the receiver room. But, you know, one thing I will say though, my passion is still the receiver room, so it's never going to change that way. That's my home, so that's good. But there's definitely a balance of time a little bit, but it's good. I enjoy it. I mean, it's amazing how much extra time you had, and you know, and you don't really realize it. It's kind of like, what did I do when I didn't have kids? Like, how did I ever have a dirty house? Like, I don't even, like, you know. So it's the same kind of mindset. Like, how did I ever think I was busy before? You know. So.
Do you ever meet? Do you ever meet?
Position groups you like to work with, or do you work with now at practice you didn't a year ago?
No, we have great coaches. I don't need to work with position groups.
But do you ever meet with the quarterbacks? I mean, do you ever just have time, you and them?
Not right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
But does
I don't
that
see it being an issue.
is that down the road? I mean,
Couldn't tell you.
Does that make it a little easier to allocate your time knowing?
Yes, the veteran leadership in the room is awesome. Huge help, I would say, but the staff alone, all of that. Like, we're very inclusive. A lot of people talk when we're in the meeting room together. I believe in that. And, you know, I hope, and that's, you know, everyone's opinion and everyone's kind of viewpoint is really important to me. And so we have a lot of dialogue. So the combination of our room, the receivers being, you know, leaders and operating the right way, and then also with the staff that's around us all. I mean, it's a great combination.
Brian, I think Julian and Emeka take like a step forward maybe in their mental progression since they can't be on the field as much.
Yeah, they all grow. But I mean, it's a little different in spring when you're not on the field to grow. So but they grow all the time.
Brian, we're just this play calling adjustment. We're talking and writing about it so much. I think we just want to make sure we have it.
Really wild.
But which is why we've got to understand we're not talking about it the wrong way. Is this listen, man, you've been around ball your whole life.
Yep.
You know ball, you're calling plays. What's the big thing? Or how much is it that you do have to practice doing this because you haven't done it before. You know what I mean? We don't know what the hell we're talking about with this stuff, but this is an adjustment for you.
I mean, it's a learning opportunity. I would say when you go from stats 101 to stats 200, it's probably a learning opportunity. I mean, so again, I know this is a wide topic, and
it is.
And you could talk to Coach Day. Coach Day, ask him his thoughts and all that stuff. But I think that, again, an opportunity to let the words come out of my mouth and not Coach Day's at practice. I mean, yes, there is a growing thing that's happening, and yes, there's an opportunity, but there's a pedestal it's being put on right now that we don't even know how it's all playing out in the fall. I'm not thinking of it that way. You guys, I know it's a great talking point for you guys, but I just want to get these guys ready for spring ball. I want to evaluate, identify our top 22 to 30 players. I want to come out of spring knowing, okay, these are the guys that are earning opportunities. Who are the guys that need to try to steal opportunities, and let's go from there. And so we're working in a world of, install situational football. Be great at situational football. We have other focuses on necessarily that who's calling the plays.
So you have no goals in the spring as a play caller. As a play caller,
I don't think it'd be fair to have goals. Because I haven't done it. It'd be I don't know. Give me a understanding on my first time racing a car. I hope I want to make it around the track without blowing up the car.
Yeah.
So it's just one day at a time. I always constantly evaluate. My brain doesn't stop. So that's constantly happening. But,
would it be
I know this is going to be a talking point the entire time. I'm just trying to explain, we're going to call plays every day in practice, guys. And then go from there.
But is it like having a menu
about yourself as a play caller, through this, though, as you're going through it? Whether it's, I don't know, whether you want it quiet or not on the headset, or whether that you would want to be on the field or up in the box when you are calling plays. Are there things that you're maybe checking off as you're going through this process? Maybe not even checking off, but just trying to figuring out.
That's a non-issue. We'll figure out the operational things from a game day situation as we get through spring ball, spring game, fall camp. All these things will be a part of that conversation.
How fast are you going around?
But it all needs to be, talked about. It will, but that's not really the focus.
Brian,
Would it be?
About a couple players.
Oh, I love that.
G made a tough catch on Saturday.
Oh yeah, great catch.
What do you kind of envision for him? We know that it's taken a couple of years since he was in that room.
I think he's doing a great job. I think he's, from again sitting back, Coach Bailey would know a little more in depth than myself. But I feel him. This strain he has, blocking DNs that probably have 50 pounds on him, and making a tough catch on Saturday and popping up, relatively quick, and just understanding what that can do to a defender that hit. I mean, just all of it, just the small details. I think he's doing a great job. Now he's showing he can do it. It's just now let's see him, and now how often, right? We always have the same conversation, and so I expect him to continue to progress, and he's doing a good job.